Let's paint a quick picture. Your high school buddy is married, with children, owns a nice house, with a great car, an Instagram account filled with the scenic pictures of family vacations, and a dog that doesn't squat in other people's yards. Why haven't you achieved the same? Stop worrying and stop comparing yourself. First off, how do you know that car hasn't been rented? Most cars are financed and 1 in 5 cars are leased. That beautiful looking vacation? An Experience study found that the most common source of credit card debt comes from hotels and airfare. That great house? How do you know it doesn't have foundation problems? Whoa. Let's backtrack. Even if his life was the highlight reel it looks like, good for him. The problem with comparing yourself to others is that rather than celebrate general success, we end up feeling discouraged by the specific success of others. Doing so while we're extremely online makes things even worse. Some of the earliest studies on social networking sites found that internet use can lead to a decline in communication with family and friends. We're not telling you to step away from the phone, but if this is the mentality you bring to it, well, maybe you should. It's natural to compare ourselves to others, but it shouldn't consume you or demand that you work towards unrealistic goals. For one, we all lead drastically different lives. Did your successful high school buddy graduate with $60,000 in student debt like you? Do you ever feel ashamed for being less successful than your parents who are already retired and living on the beach catching a tan with a nice 401k to pay for it? Good for them. But did they live through 2 economic collapses like you? The point isn't to feel sorry for yourself, but to emphasize that we lead different lives and we lead them at different times in history. The most valuable point of comparison is not your successful friend, your vacationing parents, or the world around you, but your own history. What can you do better today than you did yesterday? Instead of competing with someone else, compete with yourself. Challenge yourself to set personal goals that make sense and write those goals down. Do you want to buy a home? Find out what it takes to get approved, and then figure out how the math can work with your budget over a realistic timeline. Looking to buy a car? Likewise. Part of effective planning is setting clear boundaries, whether it's the boundary between what you can or cannot afford, or the boundary between what is and what isn't holding you back. Planning and achieving comes from within.